Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
What's up, faggots?
Faggots? Faggots.
Well, I had to stick with the whole fag supply thing.
Hey, you know what? That did not come from me, Johnny. That was that was
I know.
That was our overzealous, mean, hateful fans. They're hurtful and hateful, and I admonish them for it.
Now that you've seen the show, right?
Yes, I saw the show. So what's going on, Johnny? Where are you?
I am actually in Utah.
Oh, you're back home?
Yes, I have a week off before hitting the road again.
Wow, look at you, rock star.
Yeah.
So
I want the recap. We need the recap.
Well, we were chit-chatting a little bit about it at the top of the last hour, but since you're on the show and you can kind of verify since you were a participant. So let me start the evening out here for you, Chris.
All right.
So I picked up Taylor.
With your cock?
And I have to say, Taylor is actually a woman.
She's hot, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I
She's
picked.
a metalhead.
Yeah, she is big time. So I picked up Taylor, and we drove all the way out to Elk Grove Village, which is out near the O'Hare Airport.
Okay.
It's at least an hour, a little over an hour ride from where we came from.
Stop making Johnny feel bad that you had to travel so far. He drove probably 5,000 miles to get there.
He did.
I fly.
So we got into the area a little bit early, and neither one of us had dinner. So there was this Mexican restaurant there right next to the outdoor venue area.
Right.
And we went in there and ordered some food, and we're sitting at the table, and I'm getting texts from Johnny, and she's like, "You guys here yet?" I'm just like, "Yeah, we're at this Mexican restaurant. You can actually see it from the stage." And he's like, "Where?" I said, "We're over by the bar." Guess who comes around the bar?
Nice.
Johnny himself.
Very nice.
That's right. We were there having dinner with some friends and family.
Was he hard to spot, Johnny?
Yeah, I didn't know who he was. Funny enough, there was a major Air Supply fan sitting at the bar right across from you, and she stopped me as I was walking up to you, and I was like, and she started waving at me, and I didn't recognize her. I'm like, "Hi, who are you? You're not who I'm supposed to be meeting." and then I finally think I said, "Where are you exactly?" or something like that. And he said, "In the corner."
Away from everybody. You missed that conversation, Johnny. But so Johnny stopped over at the table, and we had our exchange pleasantries, as it were. And, he introduced Taylor and I to his lovely girlfriend.
Nice.
And she made sure that, they had a spot picked out there in the crowd. This outdoor venue was basically a stage set up in the municipal parking lot.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
And the green room was actually the courtroom for the village.
All right, nice.
So the courtroom, the village courtroom was the impromptu green room.
Okay.
And that's where the guys, the band, were able to change and get into their stage gear and whatnot, and so all.
Trust me, we all sat at the court desk and judged each other all the time. Sentenced each other. We did all sorts of stuff we probably shouldn't have been doing.
So Johnny invited us back to the green room, and he introduced me to Russell Hitchcock.
Okay.
Which surprised me, and I was telling this earlier in the show, Johnny, about all Russell's tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
He's all tatted up
He's
like a
tatted up. His entire body is tatted up. He was in Tattoo Magazine either in the late 80s or early 90s with him and one of his exes. They were both in there. He is full-on tatted up, full back tattoo, tattoos all over his chest. The dude's got a lot of tattoos.
Yeah. How many exes does he have?
How many did Elizabeth Taylor have?
You mean he couldn't sing those songs and get them back?
He's close. I think he has 4.
4.
4 wives?
4 wives.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, right? 1 was bad enough for me.
Yeah, 1's enough for me.
1's enough for me.
But we're not rock and roll superstars, right, Johnny? We're just sidemen.
That's right. I mean, he had 4. One of them was an ex-crew member, believe it or not.
That's always bad.
Worked for Air Supply.
That's always bad.
Yeah. Yes, if you would ride first class when the rest of the crew would have to be in the back.
Right. You can't mix your personal life with business.
Correct.
Yeah. So he introduced me to Russell, and Russell was cool, saying in his Australian accent, "Good to meet you, mate. Glad you made out to the show."
Well, I'm glad you didn't call him Russell Graham.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
You would, in all seriousness, I was listening earlier. I found this podcast on your website, and it was the part where you guys were talking about not mixing up their names when you come to the show.
Yeah, we were just going to.
You would be surprised how many people do that.
Just call him Graham.
No, just use Russell. Hey, Russell.
You just use Russell, but they call him like they'll call Russell Graham or Graham Russell, and they'll screw up their name somehow. I've seen people get fired over it.
Fired?
Like a tour manager. The tour manager came in at one time, and I guess he just caught him at the wrong mood, and there had to be some other reasons, but they let him go.
Wow. All right. So
I guess they feel, they've been in the business 40 years. The people should know their names.
Wow. And then we wondered why you had 4 wives.
Well, then Graham was chatting with his chick via the Skype, and then he came out, and the way I described him, Johnny, is he was wearing the 50s dad picnic clothes.
Was he in the pink shirt? I can't remember.
Yeah, he was wearing the pink gingham shirt and shorts and flip flops. He looked like he just came back from a Cleaver picnic.
He rocks it pretty well, though. You got to give him that.
And Johnny introduced me. Here's that DJ, that guy does that metal show, that metal radio show. And as I said earlier, I'd asked him if they were going to do any Slayer or Testament covers, because Taylor would like to hear that.
Now, did you expect Graham to be so tall?
No, he's a tall dude. I'm 6 foot, and he towered over me. So, yeah, he's a pretty big guy.
6'4", 6'5", right around there.
Right. Well, both of them were very pleasant, very gracious, very kind, and it was nice meeting them. It was, it's just funny for me to met these guys, and obviously you've got a good relationship with them. But one thing I noticed about you, Johnny, when you were up on stage, you just looked like you just wanted to start cutting loose on that bass, and there just wasn't that opening there where you could just do a full-on Lemmy.
Yeah, well, Air Supply is very specific when it comes to the bass lines. Not saying they're easy, because they are difficult bass lines. But I definitely have a rock side, and like I've mentioned before, I come from the rock background, and that's where my heart is. But I mean, I love Air Supply as well, but my heart is in rock music. So yeah, I think that always comes out. When I used to have long hair and perform with the band, someone actually said that they thought I was going to start headbanging at any moment.
Yeah, well, you look like it. I could tell you look like you're ready to launch into full on metal mode if you had the opportunity.
Let me ask the question.
I would, yeah.
Let me ask the question. When Johnny's up there on stage, is it kind of like Jeff Pilson is with Foreigner?
Yeah, kind of like that, yeah.
Pilson wants to go off, but he can't because he's playing Waiting for a Girl Like You or whatever.
Sure.
I didn't know he was in Foreigner.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he's been in Foreigner for like 10 years.
Oh, man, I am out of touch.
Yeah. Where have you been?
He's been on the road with Air Supply.
Right. But, yeah, it was cool. You hear the original versions of all the songs, and, the original versions are, well, for lack of a better term, they're very sappy. but they've
they're very soft and sappy for sure. They're not anything like they are live. That's what I was just going to say. What did you think of the live version?
Well, this is where I was getting to. Well, they've rocked them up to where they've brought them almost to Journey status.
All right.
I can take it.
They've almost journeyfied their music to where it's up tempo and a little more classic rock sounding.
Not what you expected, right?
No, it wasn't. Not at all. It certainly wasn't these syrupy, sad, slow, sappy. They actually had a little bit of groove to it, and all the housewives out there were digging it.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know if I mentioned that was the largest crowd they've ever had at that venue for their concert series.
Is that right?
It was 17,000 people.
Really? I'll be damned.
Yes.
All in a parking lot.
You were in Illinois, though, so once they have a good famous murder there, then they'll top it there when the court's in session.
Probably true, but I guess some of the other acts was like 38 Special. They had some great bands. I can't remember all of them, but apparently the night with Christopher Cross and us just topped any attendance they've ever had at any venue. Now, I don't know how they kept track. I don't know if someone was just counting heads, but they said 17,000 was the final.
Well, that's cool. I mean, it definitely was a full crowd, and to be able to fit all those people into a parking lot, everybody had to bring their little fold-away bag chairs, and, people, obviously they do this pretty frequently because they had all the accoutrements, if you will. They had the chairs and the coolers and the drinks and the eats, and everybody had their own little camp set up there on the parking lot. It was quite.
Yeah, I think the people we were with had wine and cheese.
Yeah,
fine wine and fine cheese.
Yeah,
I believe.
I had a glass of wine with the gentleman behind me.
Nice.
Yeah, they were very, very gracious about sharing their beverages.
That was the group of people that were with me, right?
Right.
Yeah, they are all wonderful people. So super nice.
Well, how do you know them? Where are they from? Where do you know them from?
They are from my girlfriend's side of the family.
I gotcha.
Yes.
Very cool. So
we went out and hung with them.
So what was your takeaway for the evening?
I thought it was great. I thought it was a great show. We love playing with Christopher Cross. I think he's got some great songs, and he performs them fabulously, and he's a great friend of the band. We probably do 3 or 4 or 5 shows a year with him all over the planet. We've toured Japan with him. We always play in San Diego with him, and he's great. So it's always fun to play with him. And then, like I said, I think the audience was great. I thought the band sounded fabulous that night, and the crowd was really, really into it. The promoters were super happy. And all in all, I think it was great. I think meeting you was really cool. Now we got to get Chris out.
You won't have any problem getting me out. You just got to come and play near Cleveland.
We will. Don't worry.
So
there'll probably be a parking lot again, but we will. But the real question is, did you rock the Air Supply shirt, or did it hit the fireplace?
No, it's actually sitting on my desk down in my office area. It's on my desk down there.
Unacceptable, Neeley. There needs to be a photo of you wearing the Air Supply shirt.
Yeah.
That has to happen.
Agreed.
Sure. But I do have the photo, though, and it's going to hang on the wall here in the CMS studio.
Perfect.
And Chris has been to the studio. It's kind of like a hard rock cafe in here. I got a lot of signed memorabilia on the wall, so that'll go up with all the other hard rockers out there.
Well, who will we be next to?
I'm actually looking on the space on the wall here, and I'm thinking that it's either going to go up by Judas Priest or Whitesnake.
Nice. Which version of Whitesnake? Does it matter?
Well, it's just David Coverdale's photo.
Oh, okay.
Signed to me.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But so will you be wearing the CMS shirt on stage, Jonni?
I might.
Now that
I
have to get a picture of.
Now wait a minute. Hold on. Before you agree to this, Jonni, hold on. Before you agree to this, he has to provide the picture of him with the Air Supply shirt on before you wear the CMS shirt on the Air Supply stage.
Well, wearing the Air Supply shirt is not a big deal. I can do that.
Well, then do it.
No, but you have to wear it to like a Motley Crue concert or something like that.
Or I have to wear it at a CMS night out.
Oh, the next Dawkins show. You should show up backstage with your Air Supply shirt.
Sure.
Even better. Why don't we just call it good and call it the next Motorhead show?
Right.
There you go. Now we're talking.
You know, you wear it at Motorhead when you meet Lemmy, and then I'll don the CMS shirt on stage.
There you go. Well, I was going to ask you. I was telling Jonni about Motorhead, and he said that he went out and bought a Motorhead disc, like a best of, so he could get into some Motorhead.
I did. You know, I felt bad after our first conversation. You asked me about Lemmy, and I said, you know, I don't really know enough about him to give a truthful answer whether he's influenced me or not. And so I thought, well, I better go out and get some. So I got a best of and listened to it. You know, I'm not going to stand by saying it's my favorite, but it's not bad. I can definitely see why he's very influential to bass players.
Sure.
You know, he's great. The band's great. It's going to take a couple more spins before, you know, it's a permanent fixture, but I'm giving it credit.
Excellent.
You know, I went out and did the step.
Sure. Well, tell us the story about how it is that the guys from Air Supply signed a picture for Slayer.
So our lighting director, which I believe you met, Troy, for some reason, all crew members of every band seem to know every other crew member in every other band. I don't know how this is possible, but they do. So he was talking to, I think, the lighting guy with Slayer, and he said, that the lighting guy from Slayer said, you know, the guys in the band, Slayer, really like Air Supply. They love Air Supply. In fact, they want to know if you guys would sign a picture to them. So Graham and Russell signed just a photo of the two of them to Slayer, and it was hand-delivered by our lighting guy to the band, which they absolutely loved. And in return, they are sending us a bunch of Slayer songs.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I showed you that picture, right?
Yeah, you did. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah. It was,
cool.
But you know, it's funny. There's a lot of bands like that. Like I think I mentioned, Newfound Glory bass player has a tattoo of Graham and Russell on his chest.
He does. I saw the picture of it, Chris. You would not believe it. This guy's got them tattooed on him.
Oh my God.
From it's the greatest hits record, the one that looks like it was pencil drawn
one?
in.
Yeah, the one that looks like it's drawn.
Oh, it's like light pink and orange.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'll send you the picture, Chris, so you can see it.
Yeah, I have that one.
And his picks that he plays with Newfound Glory are Air Supply, the same picture as his tattoo on his picks. He throws out Air Supply picks at Newfound Glory shows.
You know who I think would have done a great Air Supply cover if he was still living?
Who?
Peter Steele.
Oh, man, really?
Because he did that Cinnamon Girl. You know, Neil Young song, Cinnamon Girl?
Yeah.
I could just imagine Peter Steele, typo negative, doing, I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you.
I've heard a couple punk versions of it.
Yeah.
I've heard a punk version. What I'm totally shocked at is that a country artist hasn't picked up Lost in Love yet.
Yeah. I'm surprised there's not more covers of Air Supply songs. Those were massive hits in the 70s.
70s and 80s, yeah. 80, what was it, like 79 to 84 was when they had their massive, massive hits.
Yeah. I mean, I could see now even, you know, whatchamacallit, Taylor Swift or somebody grabbing one of the Air Supply tunes and redoing it and having big success with it. Well,
you know, for some reason, there is a snub to Air Supply, and no one knows why. I mean, there's never been officially said that we're snubbing Air Supply, but you know they've been left out like of the Lifetime Achievement Awards. You know, they've been in the business 40 years. I mean, I think the Grammy Association should at least acknowledge that. and how many hits they had and how they were on top of the world, for so many years, and yet they just kind of get snubbed or they're forgotten about, or I don't know what the stigma is. Because when you see the show, as you know now, Neeley, it's not what you think it is. It's a total, like you said, it's very Journey.
Dude, the stigma is because everybody thought that they were gay. That's the stigma.
Yes. Right. But with all the stuff going on with gay rights these days,
well, now they got a shot.
For it.
Yeah. So within the next 5 to 10 years, they'll be at the top of the game again.
Wow. I'm surprised we haven't been put on a gay cruise yet.
Well, if nothing else, they'll be able to buy from certain bakeries anytime now.
Oh, wow. Yeah. No, actually, it would make sense. I know the guys would love to do it. We don't care. Any excuse to get on a boat and hang out in the water for 7 days to do 3 shows sounds great to me.
Sure.
But no, I'm glad you enjoyed the show. I'm glad you came out. I think it was great that we met. And like I said, now we got to get Chris to a show, which shouldn't be a problem. And
I'm all in. I can't wait.
You got to rock a shirt too. You know that.
You better have a big one.
How big we talking here? Come on.
We're talking huge. 4X.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a big fat fuck.
4X. All right. I'll see the biggest size we have.
Give me a hat.
A hat?
Give me a hat. That'll work.
One size fits all.
I guess that's true. Well, we'll get you something there, Chris. We'll make sure you're taken care of as well.
Hey, all I need is the photo. I don't need any gear. I'll be honest. I usually give away any gear that I get, to be perfectly honest. All I want is the photo, because I am an Air Supply fan, and I'll proudly say it.
That's fine. If that's all you want, that's easy.
That's all I need.
No shirt. All right. Fair enough. But no, I think, and just so you know, on the way home from Chicago, I actually wore the CMS shirt.
Nice. Did people look at you funny?
Mostly because it's the only clean thing I had.
And they asked, where did you get that?
From the Air Supply concert.
Right.
No, not good.
That's good.
That's real good. Right. Do people give you strange looks wearing that shirt?
No. I get them normally when I travel because, I'm me and I always stand out. But I didn't notice anything too different. So
okay.
I think people accept it very well.
Sure.
I love the shirt, though. It's great. It's got the big Rex on the back.
Yep.
You told me a story was you, right?
Yeah, that was a caricature of me.
I dig it.
Yeah, it's cool. All right, Jonni. Well, it was a fun week. I enjoyed meeting you and coming out to the show and meeting your bosses.
Well, you never explained, and I'll go after this. But what did Taylor think? Was she hating every minute of it?
No, not at all. She just found it interesting and funny. That she was even there. Because she's a hardcore metal chick.
Well, she could have started a mosh pit.
That is true. But no, she had a good time coming out to the show, and I think she enjoyed meeting the Russells.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, it was a lot of fun, and she had a lot of fun, and we had something to talk about on the way home and all that kind of stuff. So,
well, very good. I hope it got you laid.
That was the ultimate goal, right?
Usually is, right?
It usually is.
Gentlemen, have a fine evening and a great rest of the show. Thank you again for coming out to our show. And Chris, you're next. So,
all right,
when
I'm ready.
You will be taken care of as well.
Beautiful. Can't wait.
All right, thanks, gentlemen. See you.
All right, excellent, Jonni. Stay in touch.
Bye.
All right, see you, bro. There he goes.
It's our new friend.
Hey, he's our new friend.
Every year we make some friend with somebody in some band.
Yeah, just some oddball thing.
Yeah. It's always like, like Sheldon was, where Sheldon was like just some guy, and then he ended up in Adler's band.
Right.
And now here we are with the bass player from Air Supply.
Sure, absolutely.
That we didn't even reach out to. I mean, didn't we meet him? He called in during Tony Harnell's interview?
Yeah, he and Tony are very good friends.
Yeah. Weird how that worked, and now we're more friendly with him than we are with Tony.
Yeah.
That was good. Dude, I'm so happy with you. I mean, this, dude. I love that old 70s pop.
Right.
I don't think he believes me. I honestly don't think he believes me that I really like that stuff, but I do.
Sure.
I listen to it every week. I love that shit.
Well, I'm glad that I met him because, he was very cool and he was cool to me and had a good time.
Sure. Yeah, it sounds like a fun time. Sounds like everybody had a good time.
Yeah, they did. They did. And again, I was rather, he said that I'd be surprised at, the show, and I was, because they definitely rocked the songs up a bit to where it wasn't, the sappy, syrupy tunes that, that you hear on the radio.
Right.
So,
that's cool.
Yeah, it was good. All right. Well, I need a drink.
Me too.
So I'm going to play Stevie Rochelle.
Okay.
Doing All Out of Love.
Perfect.
All right. Well, here's Stevie exclusively here
on your classic
Busy
Metal
fly
Show.
away hair.